Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Kiana and I do a lot of sewing and fashion videos, and I'm so excited today because we are going to be making a Bridgerton inspired corset using the most affordable sewing machine I have ever owned in my entire life. I am so excited, you guys. Now, don't kill me. I've only watched the first 2 episodes of the new season of Bridgerton. I've seen the first season, but I'm only 2 episodes into the second season. Already though, the styles, oof, I am feeling inspired. I'm ready to go. I have not made anything Bridgerton inspired before, so now is my chance, and I'm very, very excited. This is the design I'm planning on making. I'm very excited. No, it's not historically accurate, but you know what's more important than being historically accurate? Being fashionable. And that's what we're going for today. Anyways, I do want to thank Walmart so much for sponsoring today's video. I am so excited that they reached out to me, and they provide me with sewing supplies and a sewing machine. Look at this! I got a new sewing machine. I'm so excited to try it out. We are going to unbox this and try this out together. But before we do, I did want to let you guys know that Walmart does have a home sewing and crafting area in their stores. I actually always pop into that section every time I'm in Walmart because they have a pretty good section. They got fabrics, sewing machines, sewing supplies, like they got the whole shebang in there. So I'm really excited to try out the sewing machine too, because like I said, it's the most affordable sewing machine I will have ever used in my life. And I really want to test it out and see what it can do, because you guys are always asking me for good recommendations for beginners or people who are just starting out and they don't want to invest crazy, ridiculous amounts of money into an expensive machine. The machine I decided to actually get is the Singer Mending M1000 machine, and I got it off of Walmart for $84.99, which is, are you kidding? A freaking steal. But it does look like it has a good amount of stitches. It has a straight stitch, looks like it has longer stitches, maybe a basting stitch, and then it has zigzag stitches. And then I just got some little sewing supplies to help me out as well. I got this 34-piece sewing kit from Singer. It comes with needles, buttons, a safety pin, tape measure, snap fasteners, oh, and a pin cushion. Oh, cute. I've never owned a needle threader before, and I'm very excited because I've used them, and I can't believe I've never owned one. So this is gonna come in handy, especially when I start hand sewing the buttons on, and I'm gonna keep needing to thread my needle. I will be using these supplies right here. And then lastly, I just picked up some sewing machine needles. These are from Brother in the sizes 11, 14, and 16. Of course, when you grab a new sewing machine, you're gonna wanna grab some new needles as well, because a sewing machine usually only comes with like 1 needle, and it's probably like a size 12 or 14, and that's not gonna work for all of your projects. Okay, I'm excited. Let's go unbox this sewing machine. Hello. Okay, you guys, it is finally time to unbox this. And you know what's crazy? I ordered this machine online, and I got it in 2 days because Walmart has 2-day free shipping. Hello? Sewing machine in 2 days? Yes, please. Can I? Ah! Ooh! I'm like sweating. I'm so excited. Here it is. Oh my God, it's so freaking cute. It's adorable. Wait, this is actually such a cute size. If you needed to travel and like bring your sewing machine, this would be easy to travel with. Please make sure to read your instruction manuals when you're getting a new machine. Okay, so like I said, we are going to be sewing a corset, and all you really need when sewing a corset is a straight stitch. You don't need any other type of machines. You don't need like a finishing or serger. You just need a straight stitch when sewing a corset. So I'm excited to see how this holds up to me, like adding boning and sewing through multiple layers and bias tape and everything. Okay, well, it's set up. Looks like it worked. I think all that's left to do is get started. I'm gonna sew this whole dang corset with this little machine. So we'll see if it's possible. We'll see if you guys can save your money and get this affordable machine. Thank you again so much to Walmart for sponsoring this video. I love you guys so, so much. Now, let's get into making the corset. Oh, and just so you guys know, this sewing machine and these other materials I got from Walmart that I'll be using throughout the video are all going to be linked down in the description below. Okay, you guys, first off, I'm actually going to be using a free pattern from araniablack.com. It is the Overbust Sylvia pattern. It doesn't actually come with seam allowance, so I had to fill that in myself and then cut it out, which I hate when that happens, but the United States, I'm pretty sure, is like one of the only places where seam allowance is included. Here it is. I'm doing it without a modesty panel, and I might make some adjustments to it. So yeah, here we go. This pattern actually does not come with instructions or anything, just the free patterns. So but you know what, guys? I think I can do it. I'm going to be using a muslin for the lining, and I'm going to be using this cotton for the shell. I'm first going to cut out the muslin though, just because if I need to make any adjustments, I can make some adjustments on here, then adjust the pattern, and then do the shell. Normally you want to do a prototype, but I'm feeling confident in myself. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, I should definitely probably press this first. Hold on. All right, after I've given my muslin a good press, I can cut everything out. And you know, you want to cut out 2 layers because you got 2 sides of a corset. I also totally forgot to add seam allowance on the center front and center back, so I had to add that in with my ruler. But after I cut things out, you guys know for a corset, I love to have everything lined up on the table just so I don't accidentally like put a piece where it's not supposed to go or like accidentally flip it around. So I just find that this is really, really easy when you're sewing a corset so that you can stay organized. Now here comes the test of me first trying out this sewing machine. Of course, I did sew on some scrap fabric first just to figure out what stitch length I wanted to create, but spoiler alert, it is sewing through this muslin easily. Yeah, it's only 2 layers of cotton, but it is gonna do some heavy duty work later on. But for now, I'm just sewing everything for this muslin, and then I'm gonna end up pressing it. And then after I give it a good press, oh my gosh, also, guys, I just love pressing all of the vertical seams on a corset. It is so satisfying to see it all come together at once. Using my little tailor's ham also to get around the bust area. But look at that. Woo! It is so satisfying. I freaking love it. But after I do the muslin, I'm just going to actually do the exact same thing with the shell cotton fabric. I didn't end up making any adjustments because I didn't want to. Hello, my gorgeous friends. Do you like my shirt, by the way? Famous fashion designer. I got this shirt when I was 12 and I did a fashion design camp. So I have the green shell fabric cut out. I know I said I wanted to make adjustments to the pattern beforehand, but I was like, why don't I just sew the exact same thing as the muslin and then put them together and make adjustments at the same time. Let me show you this. Hold on, I gotta take off my mic. Okay, here's where we are right now. Obviously I can't hold it all the way up in the back to close it and make it fit better because it's not sewn, or it doesn't have a closure. So right now the waist feels good. The bust is okay. I did pick the size with the smallest bust and it's a little bit wide on the bust, so that's unfortunate. But I think the bust is gonna be okay. I definitely feel like I'm gonna need to make adjustments to the hips, especially like right here, because my hips are very rectangular, they don't go out. My waist goes in quite a bit, but my hips are rather straight on the sides. You know what I mean? So I think that's an adjustment we're gonna have to make, but I think I want to make the green shell first. And then here I am just sewing up the entire shell with my new sewing machine. I really wanted to keep all these clips in here because I wanted to prove to you guys I am using this machine to sew everything. Okay, so you guys saw me sew together the shell. I've been working on the boning right now. Tell me why it looks so good. Look at these seams. Where are they? You can't even see them. Perfect. Also on this side, how clean are these seams? This is like how many layers of fabric? Because the boning casing is like 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of fabric it's sewing through. So I've done it halfway so far. I have halfway to go. This is my favorite part of a corset, sewing the boning channel so I can put the boning in because then it just completely changes how it looks. But here it is all pinned up. Let's go finish sewing. So again, here's just some clips of me sewing the boning channels in. I like to lengthen my stitch a little bit so it looks like top stitching from the front side, but again, I was really flippin' impressed that it could handle this, and I didn't have any problems at all sewing these boning channels. I really wanted to make sure that this corset would last, so I'm actually going to cut some interfacing strips to put at the center back seam. See, there's my little interfacing, fusible interfacing, and I'm just going to press that on using a press cloth. The interfacing is just going to help to make sure when you add your eyelets that those eyelets aren't going to rip the fabric and rip out over time, so that is why we're adding the interfacing. Then I'm just going to flip the corset right side out and just press along that center back seam so that I can sew a boning channel in there. And I'm just going to sew a little 1/4 inch, maybe 3/8 of an inch boning channel right at the center back seam so that we could add the boning. We don't need a casing, we're kind of creating a casing with a tunnel for that center back seam, but we need boning there because otherwise when you lace it up, it's going to kind of pull and not stay nice and straight along your center back. And then after I sew the boning channels, I am just also going to sew the bias tape along the top of the corset. Okay, the top binding is done, which I am very impressed that it looks so good. My goodness. Now it's time for definitely the most exciting part of any corset, inserting the boning. It's my favorite part. Oh! Okay. It just makes it have so much life. It's just like a flat piece of fabric and then you insert the boning and boom! It is a corset. Look at that. Okay, I'm gonna do this real quick and then I'll come back to you. Color me impressed! I am on the move with this corset. Here she is. I basically just have to do the finishing touches. So now I'm gonna work on the eyelets down the center back. I have pliers for that, so hopefully, oh wow. Hopefully it won't take too long. And then after that, I'm just gonna hand sew the buttons on the front using the kit I got from Walmart. Okay, I am shocked that this little machine was able to make this whole corset. I'm basically done using the sewing machine for this. And it did it. I mean, look at this. It did the bias tape plus all of those layers underneath with the casing. It went right through. Like, are you kidding? I'm impressed. Now for the finishing touches. I could hardly contain myself because I was really excited to put this on and start taking photos, but I'm just gonna use some pliers to add in all of my eyelets. I decided to use smaller eyelets, little gold dainty ones, just because I felt like that went with the vibe of this corset. And then after I did that, I was ready to add in my buttons, which I had a dilemma on. So we will talk about that in a second. Okay, final step is to put the buttons on the front. I'm conflicted on what I want to do. So I have these little bow, like enamel buttons, which are super freaking cute. I'm definitely putting one right there. I'm trying to decide if I want to put the other one at the bottom over here. I think that's kind of ugly. I like how it looks like just the two at the top. It's kind of cuter than just one. But then I was also planning on doing all these little gold buttons down the front of it. But then if I put those gold buttons down the front of it, maybe that would prevent me from tucking this in because of the bulk from the buttons. So I don't know, what do you guys think I should do? Leave it as just the bows or one bow, or add all of the buttons? Sewing on these buttons is probably the least fun thing I've ever done in my life. I'm just kidding. I just hate sewing on buttons. I hate how tedious it is, but I did use my new needle and thread that I got from Walmart, and I got to try out my needle threader, so that was fun. I decided to do the two bows, and I'm gonna try it on, and if it looks a little plain, then I'm gonna put the buttons down the front. But I like how dainty it looks with just the two little bows. And then the boning, obviously I use the Featherlight like plastic boning. We know that spiral steel is like the way to go, especially if you want it to kind of like just sit nice and like just draped on your body. The plastic doesn't give the same effect. It is a lot cheaper and it's a lot easier to get your hands on, so that's why I used it. So I'm gonna try this on first, and if I need to kind of shape the corset with my iron and kind of steam it into place so that nothing looks weird, I'll do that. But then I think I'm done. Oh my gosh. Wait, I actually am done. I think it's time for the reveal. Are you ready for the reveal? In 3, 2, 1. Alright guys, that is how I made this little Bridgerton inspired corset. Let me know what you think down below. Do you think I made the right decision with just doing the little bows? I, for one, am very happy with how this turned out, especially without creating a prototype. And I'm so freaking impressed that I was able to sew this entire thing with my little new affordable sewing machine from Walmart. So again, if you guys are interested in any of the products I received from Walmart, I'm going to be linking all of that down below. Definitely check out the sewing machine because I am very, very impressed. So if you guys like this video, feel free to give me a thumbs up. It's the easiest way to support your favorite creators for free. Also feel free to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. My handle is Kiana Bonollo. Make sure you're subscribed and you have that notification bell turned on. And thank you again one last time to Walmart for sponsoring this video. All right guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!